In the last video, we looked at the parameters of analog in depth. Let's take a look at some of the presets in analog and see what you can do by adjusting those parameters. I'm going to go into my analog bass presets and I'm going to select this plucked buzzy bass. And let's take a look at the parameters. Here is what plucked buzzy bass sounds like. It's plucked and it's buzzy. It's aptly named. We can see that both oscillators are being used, and the oscillator 1 is set to -10 dB and oscillator 2 is set to -2 dB. Oscillator 1 is going exclusively through filter 1, while oscillator 2 is going through a mixture of filter 1 and filter 2. Both are rectangle waves, but oscillator 1 is set an octave higher than oscillator 2. Filter 1 is set to a high pass 24 decibels per octave filter, and filter 2 is set to a band pass 6 decibels per octave filter. Amplifier 1 is the only amplifier being used, and its level has been cut down by 5.9 decibels. LFO 1 is set to 4.1 Hz, and LFO 2 is set to dotted 30-second notes. So we have one sync to Hertz and one sync to our session tempo. There's no vibrato or glide, but the unison section is on. And we could adjust that detuning there if we'd like to. We can see that that unison detuning is using 4 voices, and the instrument is using 16 voices overall. Filter 1 has a very quick envelope, and filter 2 has a gentler envelope, although the sustain is still very low. Amp 1 also has a very quick envelope. This is what gives it a plucky sound. If I were to increase the sustain of this, that pluck would be lost. That's just how envelopes work. Let's take a look at another preset. Here's Organ 1 Old Movie. You can see that the amplitude envelope for this setting is quite different. First of all, we have 2 amplifiers working, and they both have very fast attack, loud sustain, no decay really to speak of, and a short release. Oscillator 1 and oscillator 2 are both rectangle waves, but oscillator 2 has been transposed down 1 octave. They're going through their parallel filters, and both filters are set to formant 6 decibels per octave. When the filters are set to formant, the resonance controls don't really add resonance. Instead, they change the vowel sound. You can sort of hear that vowel-y sound in there. There are 2 LFOs on, and you can see that they're modulating frequency and resonance slightly. There's also some modulation of the panning and level, but again, very slight. And there is some unison detuning going on here, quite a lot actually. So as you can see, analog is a very versatile instrument, and there are lots and lots and lots of possibilities. It may take you some time to wrap your head around all the parameters, but once you do, it's a good instrument to have in your arsenal as a producer.